Welcome to HorseBytes, your go-to source for keeping up with the show jumping world. It was a huge week of five-star show jumping across the continents. We saw the Nations Cup in La Baule, another global in Cannes, and the Spruce Meadows Summer Tour kicked off in Calgary, Canada. This week, we're taking a look at defending Olympic champions Team Sweden as they prepare for a repeat victory in Paris. And as summer is rapidly approaching and riders are embracing their own athleticism, we'll take a look at some simple exercises to get you riding fit and ready for the competition season. But first, let's take a look at an awesome new invention for the stable aisle. What an unbelievable space saver for the barn aisle. Incredibly clever invention, a folding stocks that can be used not only for breeding, but also for the vet, for clipping, or as an extra cross tie in a pinch. It's easy to secure in place, solidly built, and safe and secure. It easily pulls away from the wall and can be stored without taking up any space. The horses stand comfortably, and the removable blocks create safe and easy access for hard-to-reach places. What an awesome invention for the stable aisle. Now, back to the action. Let's take a look at all of the big winners from the week.
The biggest winner of the week was Kent Farrington in Greya, who won the Rolex La Baule Grand Prix in stunning fashion, barely beating out the second-place finisher Carl Cook and Caracol de la Roque, who almost claimed a second Rolex Series Grand Prix title back-to-back. It was Greya's first ever international win, and against truly some of the strongest combinations in our sport, she solidified herself as a real star, and perhaps propelling the combination to a strong position for Olympic selection. But it was the Germans who prevailed in the Nations Cup in La Baule by only one fault over the home nation of France. Next up was the surprise victory from first-time winner Václav Stanek of the Czech Republic, who bested a strong field in the five-star Grand Prix up at Spruce Meadows. The Global in Cannes saw an electrifying win from Jana Friedrich-Meyer-Zimmermann aboard Messi van Rijdershof, where she risked it all to the final two jumps to best the field of 13 in the jump-off. And finally, the four-star in Upperville, Virginia, went to young American phenomenon Mimi Gotchman and Cosmos BH, where she topped an all-female podium ahead of Carly Anthony and Zaina Rizvi.
Welcome to Showstopper, powered by EquiRatings. Let's get right into it. Team Sweden. The defending Olympic champions are certainly hoping to field an equally strong team and retain their title come Paris. They are the favorites with the highest ranked team based on their top 4 ELO-rated horses, and with the world number 1 coming off a repeat victory in the World Cup final, Henrik von Eckermann and King Edward are the obvious choice, not only for the team, but also for individual gold. Cool fact for those curious, King Edward was actually the only horse to jump all 6 rounds clear during the Tokyo Games, but with a super competitive jump-off in the individual final, didn't manage to walk away with any individual medal. Something I'm sure Henrik is hoping to change this time around. And Markin Cosmopolite and Jens Fredricson, although a super strong combination for the team, unfortunately won't be considered as they are out due to an injury. Looking at the stats, if each of the Swedish riders are chosen on their highest registered ELO-rated horses to compete in July, the team would be as follows. King Edward and Henrik von Eckermann on the world's highest ELO of 819 and ranked number 1 in the world on the Longines World Ranking List. Catch Me Not S and Peder Fredricson on an ELO of 765, H&M Indiana and Malin Baryard-Johnsson on an ELO of 761, and Zuccero HV and Rolf-Goran Bengtsson on an ELO of 736. An interesting list off of the stats, but let's look at some extenuating circumstances worth noting. Henrik and King Edward, as long as they are healthy, they should be a done deal. H&M Indiana and Malin, normally we'd say very solid given their historical record for the team and a -60 Grand Prix win under their belt this season already, but recent form has been shaky with multiple retirements in some big Grand Prix. Peder is likely to go on Catch Me Not S, who's recently been jumping 67% of the time clear, finished 3rd on the podium at the FEI World Cup Finals. However, at 18 years old, it's a potentially risky move due to his age. And Zuccero with Rolf-Goran Bengtsson, we would have thought was a super solid choice, jumping at least 50% of the time clear. However, an uncharacteristically spooky performance in Rome may put them into question. If those 4 aren't chosen due to unforeseen circumstances, a few other standouts this season so far have included Odina van Klapshoot and Petronella Andersson, been jumping 60% of the time clear in recent months, and CCBJN and Wilma Hellstrom, who haven't competed a ton recently, but when they have put in extraordinary performances with double clear efforts in the Nations Cup in Rome, as well as a double clear performance in the Grand Prix of Mannheim. We imagine here at HorseBytes that the team will likely consist of the 4 main heavy hitters, given the pressure to retain the Olympic title, but some of the young women coming up wouldn't be poor choices either. Thank you guys so much for everyone who has watched and subscribed to HorseBytes so far. The show has been seen by over 12 million people to date, but not all 12 million of you subscribed yet. It means so much to us to have your support, and the more people who subscribe and follow along, the more tailored the content can become. We'd love for you to share your feedback, hit the subscribe button below, and help us bring you the best show jumping highlights from around the world. This week on Weekly Wonder, we're talking about rider fitness. More and more riders are focusing on their personal fitness and starting to think of themselves as professional athletes. As they should. Unfortunately, our sport hasn't always been that way, but it's an awesome evolution to see, and personal trainers are starting to help riders find their full athletic potential. Actually, it's smart to think of our sport as a symbiotic relationship between 2 athletes, the horse and the rider, and each should be treated as such. We recently caught up again with world-renowned equestrian fitness and health coach Nina Hammarstrom. Nina has multiple masters in business, is a certified personal trainer as well as nutritionist, and has worked with top riders Malin Baryard-Johnsson, Michael and John Whitaker, Jörg Vreeling, Peder Fredricson, Marco Kutscher, Rolf-Goran Bengtsson, and many more. She was a 1.50 m level show jumper herself and clearly knows what it takes to perform at your best. We spoke with Nina back on episode 15, discussing her expertise in rider nutrition, but today she's going to talk about fitness and physical preparedness for riding.
Coordination, balance, and strength. So you can train them all at the same time. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to put a lot of time into this. You can work out twice a week and you will be fine. So it depends a little bit on who you are and where you're at. If you're riding a lot, you will have quite a good stamina to ride. If you don't ride so much and you sit at your office and you ride 1 or 2 horses mainly, then your stamina might not be as on point as you need it to be. Muscle strength, maybe not so important always to be lifting heavy weights. However, to have stamina and to actually have the condition to be able to ride and perform, but also the mobility is one thing. It absolutely makes a difference, and there is not one rider yet that doesn't see the difference if you try and train the right way. Just going out running is great for your head. It's great for your stamina, of course, and your condition, but I don't see a rider getting better at riding just from running. That's not correlated. So what we need to do is be able to do the flexibility and the mobility in our hip joints, for instance. Ankles, lower leg instability is a very good example, often related to lack of ankle strength and mobility. Specific exercises will have real impact. Start small. That's the simple answer. Do mobility Monday and workout Wednesday. It doesn't have to be harder than that.
Such great advice, and Nina also showed us some specific exercises you can do right at home to start improving your riding instantly.
Stand evenly on your standing foot and really kick up and out. You can go as deep as you can without letting your heel come off the ground. The bar will help you keep your back straight. Make sure your toes and your knees are aligned throughout the movement. This exercise has multiple benefits for riders. Make sure you have pressure in your heel and really push your hips up at all times through the movement. The progression is adding a weighted ball like this.
How many of you find workout beneficial to your riding? Let us know in the comments below. But now, let's take a look at the Wyld Things keeping us on our toes this week.
All right, let's see what we got going on this week, keeping us on our toes. Whoa, that little pony's keeping the kid on her toes. Look at this. She's hanging off the side. She's like a trick rider. Unbelievable. Oh, makes it back behind the saddle. Whoa, look at this. Tripping on the backside of the steeplechase jump, hanging off the side, makes it back in and makes it over the next jump. And that's an alligator keeping everyone on their toes in sunny Florida. I think he's trying to jump the jumps. 4 faults, buddy. 4 faults. That's not going to cut it.
That's a wrap on this week's top highlights. Stay tuned to all of our socials. Make sure to subscribe and follow along all the action as it unfolds here on HorseBytes, your go-to source for keeping up with the show jumping world.